going, everybody? Welcome back to Prison Architect Going Green. I certainly hope you're having a good one because I'm excited to be back. Today is quite the episode. It has been many hours in the making, and that sounds a lot more exciting than it actually is. At the end of the last episode, I think we were on day 45-ish. It was in the 40s, I think. If you look at the top of the screen, you'll notice it's now day 78. I don't know what the playtime was in the previous episode, but it's now 14 hours on this particular prison, which is fair enough. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, hold on a minute, why was so much time skipped and played between episodes? Where the hell have all of your prisoners gone? And you would be right to ask that question and a few others. Basically, I've moved them. They are no longer in this section of the prison, although they are still working up here, at least some of them, because they have all been moved down into here, which has been built and furnished. And oh my god, this was a pain to do, let me tell you. I wanted to make it an episode. I wanted to show the process of furnishing this and filling it out and doing all that good stuff. It was so tedious. It was not, I'll be honest, I didn't enjoy it. It was so boring because, quite frankly, the trucks that were coming in to deliver things were backed up so far that things from several hours ago were only arriving, after a couple of hours. It was just a nightmare. It really wasn't fun. And also, this servo down here needs power. Let's just fix that. There we go. It just wasn't fun. And like I said, it was very, very tedious. A lot of what I did was just remove things from one room and then wait until they were put into storage and then place them in another one down here. And for the most part, that worked. It was still a nightmare. It really, really was. It just was not a fun process. It was just a whole lot of tedious placing of this and placing of that. And I figured, it's probably better to just not make that an episode. We'll just sort of skip ahead. I mean, you've seen it before, right? If you've seen or played Prison Architect, you've seen the building process. You know how it goes. It just wasn't all that interesting. But today, we are going to go ahead and we're going to continue that trend of clearing out different rooms and whatnot, clearing out that pantry, which actually, to be totally honest, I'm going to go ahead and just sell everything in that pantry because I could use a little bit of the extra money. And we have a pantry down here, which is doing very well for itself. Now, once I clear out some stuff up here, we'll go through and take a look at exactly what I've done because there have been, a considerable number of things done to this entire space. So those are going to be cleared out. We'll go ahead and clear out this space as well. Since these cells up here aren't going to be used anymore, we can go ahead and clear all of this out as well. And we can do the same up here too. This is actually just going to give us a lot of spare stuff, really. Just a whole bunch of items for building cells that we're probably never really going to be using anytime soon, but we'll get all that dismantled. And that pretty much leaves us with just the armory and security rooms down there, which we're going to need to do something with at some point. But it puts us in a pretty good spot for building more things. Now, let's cover what we have here. So you have your main entranceway, which has a nice large jail door on it. You come down here, and this is eventually going to be deliveries. Right now, it isn't, because we still have deliveries up there, but I'm going to set this to deliveries. My prisoners will be brought in here, goods will be brought in here, but visitors will come on down here, through here, and they'll go off to visitation, which is in here. Prisoners will be brought through deliveries into reception, where they'll be sorted, brought through here, down, and into their cells. Now, I totally forgot to plan for showers in this whole thing, so what I wound up doing was removing the space, well, not removing, but repurposing the space for a workshop and putting a shower in there, which has a dead body, and then splitting it and putting an infirmary over here with a morgue down here. I thought that would probably be a pretty good idea for that space because, well, as it turns out, the first thing my prisoners do in the morning is they come over, they go to shower, and then they go to eat. So having the shower next to the canteen actually turned out to not be so bad. So that worked out kind of nicely for us. Once they're done eating, I think they go straight to working. So they're going to go straight to laundry and cleaning. And eventually they're going to go straight to working out in the farms. And then the workshop is down here, which this was the extra space that we had. So I split it, put in a nice staff room. And we've yet to put in things like the chapel as well. So all in all, it sort of came together. We have got a beautiful staff canteen up here. And to be totally honest, I'm thinking what we could probably go ahead and do is bring this over a little bit, bring this up to, say, here, and we'll put another pantry in there. So if I go to doors and double staff door and this, and we go down to rooms and say pantry, that'll be pretty good for us. Now, did we just discover a tunnel? We did just discover a tunnel. Interesting. That tunnel had been getting flagged for a while, but I think whoever this was unfortunately dug up into a compost bin, so that really didn't work out for them. Fair enough. We'll go ahead and just get rid of that. And at some point, we're going to have to just get rid of all of this too, which honestly might be better done sooner than later. So let's go ahead and dismantle everything. This is going to be a project, is what this is going to be. But the thing is, in dismantling all of this, it is going to give us, I imagine, some seeds. It's also going to give us a lot of the auto harvesting stuff back, so I can repurpose that as well, which is going to be fantastic because it means that I can go ahead and I can you know, reuse it in the new section. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll prioritize all of it because I want it all gone as quickly as possible. And yeah, this space down here is going to become a new farming space. So let's go ahead and figure that out is what I want to do. If I go to planning and I go to, let's just say, objects, if I remember right, in front of each of those auto harvesters, they can go 10 tiles. So if we were to, and I think they're 4 wide, I want to say. What are they? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so they're 4 wide. So if we go 4 there, and I'll leave a gap of 1, 2, 3, 4, and do another 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, so there. 1, 2, 3, 4, so another 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, so that's fine. So we're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 auto harvesters. In front of each of these, we're going to go, so that's 10. And then that's 10, which means that we're going to want another row of auto harvesters just along here, which is kind of fantastic. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So there. So that's how wide any one of these farming fields can be. So that's going to be 1 right there. That doesn't really account for the, what do you call it? The sprinklers. It doesn't really account for those, which is a little bit of a pain because what I could do, what I could use are these drip pipes. Because what they'll do is they'll irrigate the adjacent tiles. So if I really wanted to, and if I went to planning, and we went to objects, and I'll use walls for these. Actually, I'll use doors for these because it's a little bit easier. So we could do a row of pipes there, and a row of pipes there. Go 1, 2, and another row. Go 1, 2, and another row. And essentially just, so 1, 2, and there. Bring these over, and we end up with, well, we have this awkward space in the middle, but I guess what we could do if we really wanted to is sort of turn these and do irrigation that way. So 1, 2, there, 1, 2, there, 1, 2, and 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 there. So that actually would work out perfectly. It's going to be a little bit weird for how we manage, I guess, crops, but that would work. I'm not sure what way these need to be connected to anything, but that absolutely would work. And if anything, it would probably just work better to do them all horizontal. So let's just do that. That seems like kind of the way to do it. Assuming these pipes don't get in the way of the auto harvesters, that would be a little bit of a pain, but this just seems like a pretty good way to do things. And it lets me, you know, get the prisoners back to work sooner than later, rather than having them sitting around doing nothing, which is what a lot of them are doing right now. So something like that works pretty well. I think we'll just copy and paste that at some point and do a couple of those farming fields, but that'll be fantastic. Also is apparently, there we go. So it is outdoors. It just needs a shed, which we'll get shortly. All of this is being dismantled beautifully. So let me go ahead to objects and let me go to, we have a couple of sheds, which is nice. We have these auto harvesters right here though. So if I go and do just a bunch of them there, and we do a bunch of them here, that gives us perfect coverage, which is lovely. My shed should be able to go right in the middle, which I'm pretty sure is there. And then these drip pipes, which are surprisingly cheap. Oh, they can't be rotated. Are you kidding? Wait, can they be rotated? Can I do it this way? I don't know if that's going to work, but I guess we're going to find out. Let me prioritize that because I'm curious. I don't know if they actually rotate, so I kind of need to know. Otherwise, my plan's not really going to work. I kind of hope they can rotate. I'm going to be really disappointed if they can't. Do we have any workers coming over with them? Do we have any deliveries of the pipes? It looks like we might have some workers coming through. So let's, I guess, take a look at this whole thing. Where the hell are they? Oh, there they are. Okay. So you guys are doing what? Let's... Okay, well, it looks like they're going to work. I think I need to clear my my door planning is what I'm going to need to do. Oh, yeah, they do work. Okay, so that... Ooh, I hope that works. It looks like it's going to work. So that's good. Okay. Right, let's go ahead and do more of the drip pipes then, because that's actually going to be really cool, and I'm really excited for this. So we're going to have perfect irrigation the whole way through here. So just all across like this. And then obviously power needs to be brought to a lot of these guys too. So we'll run a power line up here. And we'll run a power line like this as well and prioritize all of it. Oh, this is exciting. This is actually kind of exciting. So these pipes, I'm not 100% sure what way they're necessarily going to work. So I think what would be easier is if I do a line of sort of the large pipes there and the large pipes just there. And then I guess we just do the small pipes across. So something a bit like this. Just back and forth the whole thing. That way we end up with every pipe, you know, piped, I guess. And yeah, we can just copy and paste that the whole way across. It's going to be beautiful and that's going to be perfect. So yeah, that's going to be beautiful for us. This whole place is coming together as well. We have got some fertilizer. We have got some deaths. We have some wheat as well, which I don't know if that's actually going to be planted or not. Also looking at it, I think I need to go to rooms here real quick and actually remove all of these. Because what looked like was happening there was it went ahead and started to, you know, place everything down again. So we do need to go in and we do need to make sure that everything is being dismantled. We're not replanting things here. Everything has to go from all of this space and that all needs prioritized. There we go. All right. So they're going to work between the two fields. And then once this is gone, we can go ahead and start, you know, actually dismantling everything there, which is going to... Wait a minute. Is that another tunnel? There were so many tunnels in there. What the hell? Oh my God. They were getting a little network going, the feckers. That's great. That's actually great. All right. I'm kind of glad that we caught that. Fair enough. All right. I'll tell you what else we can maybe go ahead and do is we have a bunch of these wheat plants, which annoyingly, yeah, they don't get placed under those pipes, but we can place them like this. And that's not bad. That's definitely not bad. So we'll go ahead and get all that placed. And then, like I said, we'll just copy and paste the whole thing sort of one over. And then, in theory, this is just sort of stackable across, which is very tempting. I'm very, very tempted to focus on exports for this section and then put a secondary farm up here that's going to be for things for the kitchens and whatnot. But we'll see about that. We'll see how that ends up going. It's, this whole thing is going to be a process. It really is. This whole thing is going to be a serious process. Now, question. Why do I only have 39 prisoners? They haven't all escaped. And that implies that I have 93 arriving shortly. So is that possibly due to the whole, what do you call it? Can I, So how do I, right. So we've had no deaths in the past while. That's great. No escapes. That's fine. How do I see, if possible, how many prisoners have managed to be released early or at all would be my question. We legitimately, we have 39 and 7 of them are dead. So that's not really ideal. I actually don't know if there is any way to see how many have been released, but okay. Fair enough. We're probably good. So what is this? Let me stop all of these because we're not actually doing any of these right now. So you need to stop as well. Right. So we can't do flower therapy. We can do farm work safety, which is led by a farmer in a classroom. We've had 356 prisoners finish that with 142 passing, which is only 39%. Okay. So let's start that. Spiritual guidance we can't do yet. Parole hearings we can't do yet. Guard taser certifications. We have 276 of them finish it with 160 passing. Interesting. Let's start that. I think we could do alcoholics group therapy. That seems like a great idea. Led by a doctor in an infirmary. Sure. Behavioral therapy is a psychologist in an office. Sure. General education is fine. Foundation education is fine. Carpentry, not currently. Workshop, not currently. So what is this? So this requires, common room requires so chairs, and behavioral therapy is staff rooms only currently. So what we can do is we can go to this office and say that it is shared. And then if we stop behavioral therapy, go back down and start it, it should now be working, I think. It absolutely is. So we can start that a couple of times throughout the day. We'll do maybe 3 sessions of it. Alcoholics group therapy, what I want to do with it is go to the common room and we want to put some chairs in here. Now the common room in general, I'm kind of inclined to say maybe 2 of those coffee tables. Let's just do 4 chairs there, 4 chairs there. We can do, 2 chairs there and there. And I don't think we need much else for it. I mean, we could do a bit of, table tennis in that corner, maybe some table football in that corner. That just seems nice, I guess. So that'll be useful, is what I imagine that will be. And then all of this is coming together as well, which is beautiful news. My prisoners are going hungry. Are they? Are they actually? How the hell has that happened? Feed prisoners, 25%. Really? Okay, right. That's bad. Why? How can we not feed 39 people? 7 of which are dead. I mean, 7 of them, I can understand why we can't feed those 7. I mean, more generally, how the hell can we not feed them? That might be a bit of a problem. Make that 8 of them are dead. So that's great. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So there. Do a couple more serving tables. That might not be a bad idea. How did you kill by guard with baton? Okay. Oh, okay. What? Right. Killed by guard with baton. Okay. I'm really curious about, I mean, what are they annoyed about currently? So they need recreation. Okay. Family. Yep. I got that. Hygiene. Okay. Exercise. Okay. So recreate freedom. Okay. Right. So here's what I'm thinking. I think we're going to want to do a few phone booths there. In fact, not there. There and there. Right? And I reckon we go there and there for a few more. Outdoor tables. I don't really want my prisoners sitting and eating outdoors. That doesn't seem like a great idea. But what I could do is put in some bleachers, right? So put a couple of bleachers there. We'll go to flooring. We'll get ourselves a nice running track. And we'll say, you know, hey, why don't you guys go for a bit of a run there and then all the way down this way and all the way down this way. And where else can you run to? I guess over here as well. So nice running area. That'll be lovely. We can do some tire apparatus in here, I suppose. So just some things like that. Dumbbell racks don't seem like a bad idea. So a couple of those there and there as well. And you know what? Some chess tables seem like a lovely addition here as well. So we'll do one there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So we'll do a couple of those. Maybe another one as well. And you know, that I imagine will keep them a little bit happier. I would hope, right? So that will cheer them up. Hopefully. Get them in a bit of a better mood. Give them a little bit of freedom, some exercise, all that good stuff. They can see their family. That's another death. So that's good. Visitation is working. I'm going to be honest. So who are you here to see? So you're here to see... So you're Trish's ex-wife. Okay. You're Waterhouse's mother. All right. Well, there's a lot of prisoners there's a lot of visitors here. What I'm noticing is that not all the prisoners are making it there. And I have to wonder, is that because they can't? Or is that because they're getting murdered before they get there? Difficult to say. It is very difficult to say. What's also slightly worrying is the number of prisoners that are just stood out here not going into the deliveries area. I'm not sure that that's a good thing. I gotta be honest. That doesn't seem like it's ideal, especially... Oh my god, why? How did you die? What happened? Killed by guard with baton. Okay, you know what? I've had free fire on. But I thought... I mean, that only applies to armed guards. Why are my regular guards just constantly beating people to death? What do you mean? Why? Okay. Okay, well... This is going well. This is going excellently, is what this is doing. There's no other way of putting it. Oh my god, why? Why? Who else? What happened to you? Guard with baton. Shocker. Alright, can we prioritize this? And maybe, you know, hopefully, I guess, get some farming going? I don't know. Let's go to deployment. Or logistics, I suppose. Max jobs 44. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to do 10 of them. Actually, I'm just going to do all of them, because that's going to be the only field that we have for the time being, and I don't really care where the prisoners work. I just want them working. So this is all built as well. So in theory, what I can do is I can go to clone, and I can say, give me all of this. Just again. And that doesn't seem like a bad idea. So we'll do that. And as it turns out, didn't really cost all that much money at all. We could do another one as well. If I really wanted to. I could do another one. I don't know that I want to. I think we're going to have that space be for something else. But we will... Oh my god. Why are there so many deaths? Stop beating people to death! Stop! It's not difficult. It's not. You can literally not do it. You can quite literally choose to not beat someone to death. I don't understand why that's a problem for my guards. It's a simple choice. Do I beat this man to death? Yes or no? No! You don't! Beat him to death! Just don't! Just choose not to! That's all I'm asking! It is all I want! Is them to not be beat to death. I just, oh, stop. That's all I want. Also, this shouldn't be a yard. I've just realized that also needs to not be a thing. All right, so that's all being cleared out, right? So that's gone. This down here, what happened to you? Seriously injured, escort to solitary. Oh yeah, we probably do want solitary confinement. Okay. Well, I have some money. I'll tell you what we're gonna do. Let's go ahead and build the workshop. Now, I don't remember how the workshop works. I know it needs a saw, a press, and a table. So let's do a saw, a press, and let's do a few of these guys, because if I remember right, you can sort of stack these a little bit. So we'll do that. Kind of expensive. But we can also do these carpenter tables, which seem like they would not be terrible to have. So let's do 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6 of those. So we'll get a few of those guys in there. We'll go ahead and put a few tables in here as well, because that seems like it would be a pretty good idea. We'll do a couple of small tables there. Do a couple of large tables sort of down here at the bottom. So we can get a small one kind of in the middle there too. Get a nice little small table there, and we can do a couple of tables like that as well. Basically, I'm covering this entire space in tables because that's kind of what's going to be needed. Is just a bunch of tables to put the supplies on and all of that good stuff. So that'll be pretty good. We can go ahead and put some lights in here as well. So we'll do a row of them there. We'll do a row of them not like that. We'll do a row of them like that. And a row of them like that as well. Now, I do need to go grab another press, and that should be fine. Is what that should be. In terms of deployment, I do want to say patrols, and I do want to say guards. Well, actually, I should probably wait for the items to be put in there. So let's prioritize that. Let's get this place built up before I start looking at anything else. But that'll be good for making money as well, which is kind of fantastic news. So we'll get that done as soon as we possibly can. This kennel down here, we're kind of going to want to move it as well. We do really need to figure out solitary confinement. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do with solitary. I think solitary is going to go into its own I mean, I don't think it makes too much sense to put it out in the field, but I'm going to put it out in the field because I think that's going to be kind of, I don't know, that's a little badass, I think, you know, put solitary confinement out in the, you know, it's, oh, hey, where's Jeff? Oh, he's in the field, you know? Like, it sounds really sinister, and I like that. So that's kind of what we're going for. So we'll go ahead and do that. And then solitary is essentially going to be, what way do I want to do this? Let's plan it. So let's go to walls. I don't want the cells there. I want a corridor there. So if we go like this, we can essentially do, what way have I done these? Have I just done like yeah, I've done a single tiny little space. Oh my God. Okay. Do that. And then basically just this at the top end of the field. Seems like a great way to do this. And I can actually double it up a little bit is what I think I'm going to do. So we'll bring it down like that. And we can basically just have a really kind of miserable section of the prison here is what we can do. So just loop it around like that. So that's your entrance. That's, you know, 2 entrances and then, well, actually, no, they don't work this way. So door, space there. So yeah, it needs to be more like this. Whoops. My bad. I ever so slightly did that wrong. So that would get redone and these would come down like this instead. So yeah, it takes up a little bit more space, but it's still pretty mean looking. And that's still pretty cool to me. So this will give us a new space. We got a little extra one there as well. New space for solitary confinement. We can do, you know, that as an entrance, and we can do a little bit of extra security at each end, which is probably for the best. So essentially door there and there and there and there. And then each of these guys will have a sort of single door. I like that that actually has, actually, you know what? That can be an entrance as well, is what that can be. So doors all the way across here. 2, and I guess there. I've just noticed as well, I can, oh my god, wait, what? No. So if I go to here and select doors, I can set this to be like, hey, you know, jail door planning or large jail door planning. I never noticed that. So solitary doors, that's really cool. I like that a lot. Okay. Right. So let's see. What am I using for this again? Paving stones? Yes. All right. So paving stones like that with concrete tiles like that. Okay. So that'll be fine. Let's just make this a building, I guess. And let's build it out of concrete. Let's go real, just sort of miserable with this. And if I go to walls and whatnot, we can essentially say that these are going to be solitary doors there. And then we can go ahead, go to rooms, clear out solitary from here, go to objects, and we can dismantle objects as well. We'll actually clear out some of those trees for a little bit of extra money as well. But there we go. So we'll clear all of that out. We'll clear all of this out and get those doors, or those metal detectors rather. Clear you. And metal detectors are kind of the next thing that I need to throw in here. But let's go ahead and prioritize all of this and try and get solitary done as quickly as possible so that we stop taking people up to the old prison and start putting them into the new one down here, because that'll be for the best is what it'll be. And it's also going to be really nice to, you know, get this whole thing going as well. Oh, what do you mean? Why? Who? What? Guard with baton. He's unconscious! Stop beating him! Why? What the hell, man? Oh my god. What? Uh-oh. Is that a riot? That is a riot in there. Okay. Okay. I'll tell you what we'll do. I don't think we're going to need to call the emergency services for this. I think we can just call all of my guards and probably sort this out. There we go. I don't understand why we had to beat people to death. We have tasers. That's why we have tasers. But sure. That's great. Good job. Good job. There. Okay. And another one's dead. All right. Okay. What are they miserable about? Hygiene. Why are they miserable? What's wrong with hygiene? I don't understand. What's the hygiene problem? Why are all these clothes just in here? So these are all dirty. Do we need more people working in the laundry over here? Let's assign a few more prisoners to that. And see if that maybe helps things a little bit. You know? I don't know that it will, but I would hope that it would. Maybe that'll... What else? What do we need? So if I go here and go to laundry basket and put a few of those in here, does that help things? I really don't know. I really have no idea. So that's not getting built. Oh my god, deliveries are backing up again. For God's sake. This is incredibly annoying, just the way these constantly back up. Because they're backing up because what happens is they stop, deliveries get taken in, and then they wait for exports to get brought out. But we don't really have that many exports. So this does seem a little bit silly right now. And this really, like this right here, this tailback, it's rough, man. It's real rough, this tailback. It really slows things down, and that's going to start crippling the prison a little bit. It really is. So construction essentially is going to need to be halted in the near future, just to let all these things catch up, because that's kind of what's going on here. These pipes are getting installed very slowly. This isn't getting built because we're waiting on the supplies coming in. It's just a painfully slow process is what it is, and it's kind of frustrating. But I think we'll manage. I mean, yes, the prisoners keep rioting. Yes, they're absolutely filthy. Yes, they're complaining about their bowels. They're not getting fat as much as I'd like. Their freedom's pretty rough. So we probably want to change their regime a little bit, throw a bit more yard time in there. In fact, I mean, well, they do have free time in the middle of the day. They do have that free time, so they could go to the yard. Have I messed up deployment? Oh, for God's sake. No, deployment isn't really messed up either. 9 deaths, good. All right, so we'll make that all sort of shared. The workshop's not going to be shared. That's not going to be shared. That is shared. Those are classrooms. That's fine. Deliveries are staff only. Exports can be staff only down there. The pantry is definitely going to be staff only as well. So is the kitchen there, or the other kitchen pantry. I don't know. It's I hate the way these trucks back up, because each of them just carrying 8 units of, or 8 boxes of those pipes, and because they have to wait there again for, you know, garbage and stuff like that to come out. It's just a bit of a pain is what it is. And now that we don't have any solitary confinement, we just have people waiting up here to be taken somewhere, but they're not gonna get taken anywhere because there's nowhere to take them. But I'll tell you what, silver linings and all that. Let's go ahead and get rid of all of the extra patrols that we have up here, because we don't need them anymore, is what we don't need. So blue patrol, bye-bye from all of that space. Blue patrol, bye-bye from all of that space, and down here. And the magenta patrols can go away from here, here, there. I need to make sure to get rid of all of them, which those are all gone. So you go, and you go, and you go. All right, so that should free up a few more guards, which is fantastic news. So they can all kind of go do their thing. Guards have been assigned to some of these spaces, though, which we don't really need them to be. Well, actually, you know what? Probably not a terrible idea to have some assigned guards just in the meantime to open some doors. But we definitely don't need as many. So we're going to free up a few more guards there and let them kind of come down and do their thing. I guess. Oh my God, we're 2 hours into the day and someone's dead. What happened? Killed by guard with baton. He was in bed. He was in bed. For God's sake. I don't understand. I just don't. I will say my prisoners are complaining about freedom, right? They do have access, like they can go to this yard. I really want to double check. I mean, so they can go from here. They can use the yard. I just can't help but notice that they're not using it. And I'm almost wondering if it's too far away. That's sort of my worry. Because if that's too far away, that's why their freedom's really going to be hurting. Because technically they don't ever use the yard. This layout might have backfired on me. And by might have backfired on me, I'm pretty sure it's backfired on me. But one way or other, I'm gonna make it work. I also need to go to objects and just cancel placing anything in there. And then just make sure that we're still dismantling everything in there. Because as it stands, there is still some stuff that needs to go. So get rid of all you, get rid of those, get rid of all you guys, and just prioritize. And that'll at least give my, yeah, there they are. There's the army of workers coming over. So that will at least give them something to do, for God's sake. You don't need to kill them. You've got tasers. All right, well, whatever. Are we feeding everybody? That's kind of the next question. 28%. That does not seem like much. 34. We only have like 2 cooks in here. And I'm not sure why. So deployment, we're supposed to have 5. Assigned cooks. So 6 are doing jobs, 10 total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's how many? Hold on a minute. Let me go to here. Let me go to staff. And let me go and fire all of my cooks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, good. One of my janitors is dead. All right. So cooks, 1, 2, 3. So that's 9 in there. That's 10, 11, 12. Let's do 10 in there and 5 in there. So that's 15. And that really should be all we need. So if I go to staff and I go to here, it's 500. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Ooh, I can't afford it. Okay. That's at least something, though. So that should put a good number of them to work at the very least. So here's hoping that improves things. Because if it doesn't, that's also going to have them really grumpy. They're really wanting family. They're really wanting exercise, hygiene, safety, food, freedom. They have a yard. None of them are using it, but they have got a yard. Oh boy. I think I'm going to have to rework some things ever so slightly.